This camera's like
bad.
I guess
we need a new
we're
one.
way too light. I'm like super washed out. It's a little dark. Just a tiny. That's good enough. Hey, kiddo.
I was trying to come see, like, I different than in school because.
Come over. What do you...
We need a new camera for sure.
Yeah, it's probably just for me using.
Hey, we can get a camera. That's fine. That costs like $200.
No, because
which is fine. I would like to
cameras
get
that we're looking at,
one.
we can live stream with.
Yeah,
Those
but this
cameras.
is. I got this one for like $15-$20, and it's much better than the other ones that I had. So actually, an upgrade. This is bad lighting. Anyway,
Yeah.
we have 0 people. 0.
Yeah, it's because we're
Because we
not
just
active
randomly
anymore.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and
we
also 'cause we
randomly-
ran
we got one person. That's all we need.
What did
And
you
they're
even
gone.
title this stream?
The
What's that,
Halloween
D?
TV.
Oh,
DE or D? Like DED or is it DE?
I don't know.
Looks like there's
Is
a
it
space.
DE?
Yeah,
Like your initials?
I would assume. Okay, so
DE.
yeah, that's what I would figure. All right. So it's my initials. Why? Oh, you have 2 different accounts now. So, all right, let's do this. What is everyone up to tonight? So we got a new microphone.
We're testing it out.
We are testing it out, and we need you guys to tell us how we're sounding on this new, costly endeavor, expensive microphone. Probably the most expensive piece of equipment that we've ever bought
Currently.
for the channel.
We're in the slow process of upgrading everything.
And we're going to be using
But
this
it's slow.
channel, or we're going to be using this microphone for our videos in the future. So I don't know how it'll sound on a live stream versus how it'll sound
In
a video,
yeah.
but we shall see. Getting ready to go into work. Sounds good to me. All right. Dan says good. Does it sound any better? Does it sound any worse? I guess we should probably check ourselves.
I guess we can.
But anyway, so one thing, I wanted to test the mic, but I also want to discuss this television show really quick. And also, I want to, there's a couple little news stories I think we'll just run through really quick. But outside of that, why is Bloody Disgusting not just coming out? Like, I guess I could just do this and then I can do that. No, it's not giving it to me. This is so annoying. There, how about that? Does that do it? That did it. Fantastic. Sounds good. No clipping. That's good to know. What do you think?
I mean, it sounds pretty loud.
Sounds like what?
Loud?
Loud's good. People want to hear us, right? That's the whole point. Okay. So, we've got some news here.
News.
Here it is. Okay. So, today, 8 hours ago, we've been at work, so this is the first time we got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Kaylee and I have been at work all day. We just got home right now, and we rushed over here to the computer. I've literally been home 5 minutes or less. But I wanted to discuss this. So, Bloody Disgusting reports Halloween Miramax TV series will be a creative reset for the franchise. Here's the latest. Hello to Katie from Nova Scotia.
Hi, Katie.
We got Jose. Hello, brother.
Hi, Jose. Duratan, hi.
Yeah, Duratan. Do we say that right? Duratan? And what is Duratan anyways? I've always wondered that. Duratan is the one who hypes me up the most
Yeah.
of anyone in the comments.
Yeah, they're
ever.
great. They're always so supportive.
I'm always God tier on literally anything I do.
You
I
love
feel like
their
I could film
comments.
myself going to the bathroom and he'd be like, God tier shit. So I feel pretty good around Duratan. I'm gonna say it's Duratan.
Yes, that's how I think it's said too.
I don't know why we're saying 10.
Duratan.
Duratan. All right. So, let's talk about this. So, it says, we had learned this past October that Miramax landed the TV rights to the Halloween franchise, joining forces with Malika Akkad's Trancas. How do you say that? Trancas International Films to bring Michael Myers to the small screen. Miramax will be developing and co-producing the Halloween saga's first ever TV series, and Miramax head Mark Helwig provides an update to Deadline this week. What can we expect from the Halloween TV series, you ask? For starters, don't expect any kind of continuation of the storyline from David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. Duh.
Yeah.
The foundation of it is the original film, the John Carpenter movie, the characters of that film, and perhaps a group of characters that we haven't really focused on that much in recent film versions or even in a number of them Helwig teases. So I'd like to pause it there for a moment because I watched Lee McCoy from Drum Dums discuss this a little earlier before. I think he's live now, but I saw he posted like a quick 5-minute video, and he had said that he thinks that from reading this, he was like, it looks like they are following the events of the first film.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure that's how that's reading. Number one, if that is the case, you guys really just are pretty pathetic at this point.
I don't think, based on that,
Yeah.
I don't think that it's going to be like a shot for shot, or like not even shot for shot, but I don't think it's going to be like
what he said.
I think
is that he says that part 1 will be the only film, and it's going to take place after that film. We're going to reset the continuity once again.
I was getting confused for a minute.
And I'm like, I'm not sold on that. From what I'm reading, I think we're going to do a reboot completely. But taking the first film as the template of like season 1, and that we're going to expand upon remaking the original film, not taking it from the end of John Carpenter's Halloween and that being canon to the franchise. Because if they do another timeline branched off of just Halloween, and Halloween is the only one canon yet again, I don't know, like, I'll watch it, of course, and I might even love it. But my God, how many timelines can we do off of this first movie?
Infinite number of timelines.
It's absurd at this point, if that is the way they're actually going.
I won't be surprised if that's the way that it's going. Just that little like blurb that you just read, though, does make me think that we're going to, and I mean, I would hope this would be the case with a TV show, that we're going to get more into like Annie and Linda and like those characters, because they don't have really, obviously they get killed in that film. Spoilers.
This bums me out.
So, but I'm excited for that because I think that like the world building that could happen in a TV series would be really cool. But I also, I will not be surprised if they just take the original film and then remake things with like maybe some Easter eggs here and there to like some of the other films in the series from different, timelines and whatnot. But
I just don't want, I'm done I'm
What would be
done with
great
this.
is if
I am
they
done with Laurie Strode. I am done with Annie. I'm done with Linda. Can we move on?
what would be really
Can
cool
we get something new completely across the board? No connection to Laurie Strode. No connection to the first film. Why can't we reboot this franchise with new characters? Why do we have to continue to keep going back to the same fucking characters
would be cool-
every time?
What would be cool is if they take the first film and expand upon it, and then the series turns into like, you know, what like Halloween 3 is going for, where like each season we get a different tale of Halloween.
If they kill off Laurie Strode in the first few episodes,
Yeah.
that would then make me go, okay, we got something. That would be cool. To completely subvert expectations. It would piss everyone off. Everyone would be crying online. I wouldn't give a fuck. To just continue to keep going. There is not a film outside of Halloween 3, and even Halloween 3 features Laurie Strode in it. She even had to make an appearance in that fucking movie on the television. Like, we can't get away from Laurie Strode.
But
There is not a single film in this franchise that can't get away from those fucking characters.
I don't really
not one.
Agree. I like that Halloween 3 features that on TV. I think that's really
I love
cool.
that, but I'm saying they can't get away from it. It is such an Achilles heel to this franchise.
You're like so
Jason
angry.
Voorhees has encountered so many different people.
Yeah.
Has encountered so many different final girls.
I know, but I mean, Laurie Strode
friggin' Freddy Krueger has gotten away from Nancy many times.
For a lot of
Why
people,
do we have to continue to keep going to Laurie Strode? I don't get it. It actually pisses me off.
I know, you're so angry. I think that a lot of people, I mean, Laurie Strode is kind of viewed as like this original final girl. So I think that there's a lot of, I mean, yes, nostalgia, but also just like.
But how many fucking times? How many times we've done so many timelines? Yes. And Laurie Strode has to be in all of them, or she has to be the centerpiece of the character's arc, like, you know, Jamie Lloyd is her mom, and it's like, oh, we have to do her kid. Like, can we just get away from this character?
How much of a Halloween fan you are and how much you hate Laurie Strode.
Because it's always the fucking focus. It's always the focus.
I like Laurie quite a bit though. Like, if every single
So I follow Star Wars, as you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I avidly follow Star Wars.
Yeah.
If every single fucking Star Wars story I read was about Luke Skywalker, I would not be interested anymore.
I know, but okay, like that is a good example though, because the Star Wars universe does have those characters that are like everybody does want to see them. I mean, like you want to see them, and even though they have new ones now, right? Maybe you don't, but like a large majority of people like seeing those characters coming back in some way, and Laurie Strode could totally be that for Halloween.
It is such a bit like, oh my god, it's so simple to just reboot this franchise.
Yeah.
And get away. You are shooting yourself in the foot to accommodate a character that has been done to death, to literally death, multiple times now.
I mean, people love to think that lightning will strike twice, right? Like the original Halloween.
But lightning's already struck
perfect.
7 times.
But I mean, like, as far as the success of the first film and everything, and I think it's hard. Like, I definitely don't think they should go into this trying to recreate anything from that. I like the idea of taking, like, the tone and, you know, running with, like, as they said, the foundation. But I do want to see new stuff. Like, I'm not opposed to new things at all. I just am not, like, a Laurie Strode hater the way you are. But
I don't hate Laurie Strode.
I know. You just hate that she's
the reiteration of Laurie Strode endlessly.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, well, first, Durotan says we say it right every time.
Okay.
Hi, twin. How's it going? Just to get to some of these comments. I wonder if they will title it Haddonfield. That would be cool. And that would be really nice to see if they do that Halloween 3 kind of idea where they have all these different tales from Haddonfield and it's all set in Haddonfield.
There's no way Halloween will not be in the title, but it could be like Halloween with Haddonfield in the title, but it's just This is a cash cow.
Yeah.
They're not doing this for artistic purposes.
Twisted.
Malik Icod has hoarded this franchise out to any seller every
sure.
like 5
Yeah.
to 10 years
Yeah.
endlessly.
Yeah.
This guy will milk this franchise till the day he dies and
Yeah.
probably pass it on to another person who will milk this franchise. And it's a very simple, basic concept.
Yeah.
So does this franchise need a 13th film and now a television series? No, probably not.
I want it.
I don't get me wrong. I'm always here for it. But it's like I'm begging. I'm like on my hands and my knees, just being like, can we please, for the love of God, move on from Laurie Strode? Even when we did Halloween Ends, which is supposed to end the Halloween Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers arc within 2 years. Halloween Ends came out in 2022.
Yeah.
We are only 2 years away from ending that story, and we're already going back to Laurie Strode and Annie and Linda. It's like, you guys can't create new characters. These are not complex characters. We're not talking about like uber deep characters. You're talking about a fucking babysitter. You're talking about a girl who is in high school, who was babysitting a kid and got stalked by a maniac, stabbed him a few times, kept dropping the weapon next to him, and then the movie ends after a doctor shoots him.
Yeah.
It's not a complex story. It's not a complex character. And they keep milking this character and they just refuse to let it go. And it's like, can't we get new people? Can't we get a new storyline? We have to go back to the babysitter and Laurie Strode and Michael Myers is after her endlessly. This just never ends. We're on a fucking infinite loop. I feel like I'm in the endless. I feel like it's just I feel like I'm experiencing a multiverse from the outside, like where I'm like stepping into multiple different multiverses, and in every one of them it's always Laurie Strode, and I'm like, is she the nexus point of Halloween?
Twisted, thank you so
Sorry,
much.
fuck.
I know, I was trying to say thank you the whole time.
It drives me nuts, man.
Without trying to trigger another rant, I would just say that, you know, Halloween Ends, which we both love and a lot of people love, kind of does go for that new thing, and people didn't like it overwhelmingly.
On what?
For Halloween Ends. I mean, not saying that they didn't remove Laurie Strode, but like they're introducing a new character that's like, you know, the new Michael to a degree. But and people get really upset about it.
But that is the point. If they would have done the Corey thing from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree.
Had they started a Halloween reboot, if David Gordon Green and them, now would they have made as much money not bringing back Laurie Strode and Jamie Lee Curtis?
Probably
it's
not.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right.
Not even remotely would they have made as much money. So from a financial standpoint, they made the right decision. But as a fan, as an artistic medium, where you're going in as a filmmaker and saying, I want to bring something different. The Corey stuff is what I love.
Yeah.
Because it is different.
I know.
The stuff in Halloween Ends, to me, that I like the least by far is the Laurie Strode
stuff. Well, and you and I don't
line up on that. It's the Corey Cunningham stuff that I love.
Right.
I like the Laurie stuff fine.
I think
but it's my least favorite part of the movie, as to where if they did the Corey Cunningham, Allison stuff in Halloween 2018 and expanded upon that throughout the trilogy, then that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Because we have completely new characters. We have a completely unique storyline that is not like anything we've seen before in the franchise. They just did it too late.
Yeah.
For people to be on board.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that it's Laurie's. That's what I'm saying though. They brought Laurie in, and then everyone wanted to see the climax of what that story was building to for Laurie. But Laurie's not relevant. Michael is. And it's built around that, but they've made Laurie this, like, she's always wedged and shoehorned. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm sure I don't know how everyone else responding to me, but this annoys me.
Yeah.
To no end. I don't want to see Laurie Strode again. Fuck.
John asks, where did Michael go at the end of Halloween 1978? He went back into the house, hid, and then killed both Loomis and Laurie. Then the movie moves forward 1 year to 1979 for Michael's return assault.
Okay, so would you guys want this to be a continuation after part 1, or do you want to see a complete redo of part 1 but with added context to give the characters more? Because I definitely would like to see them redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to just I can't do a soft reboot. We just ignore the rest of the time. Like, we literally just did a trilogy that ignored all the other films, which other films already ignored other films.
Yeah, I know.
And we're going to do another reboot. Like, you're asking too much from your audience at that point.
AB James says, Rob Zombie at the end of the day did amplify the original story. He showed more obviously Michael as a 10-year-old, up the victim count for Michael as a 10-year-old. Not only did he kill his sister, but his sister's boyfriend, his stepfather, bully at school. Yeah, he's got 5 victims. Twin doesn't mind Laurie, but you don't love her or need her in every show or movie.
But I, as everyone knows, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween too.
Oh yeah.
Because even though it's Laurie, it doesn't feel like Laurie. It feels like its own thing. Twisted. That movie feels completely detached.
Yeah. Twisted agrees with you 100%. How do I...
Just click over here and stuff.
So, okay, the rest of this article, it says, it's a creative reset completely and going back to the original film as opposed to spinning out any of the more recent film adaptations. Hellwig also notes we're on a fast track. It's a big priority for us. We've had lots of exciting conversations in recent months with a number of really talented people, and I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what we're going to be doing very soon. We're hoping to lock down the creative team very soon. As a reminder, Miramax co-owns the Halloween film rights alongside Tronkus, or however you say that. In other words, this new universe from Miramax could potentially span film and television.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they said it right there. It's
not that
they're not going to, as opposed to spinning out any of the more recent film adaptations.
Right.
So they're going back to the original. Whether or not it will be a complete reboot with a different ending
remains to be seen. And I don't think they even know.
I can't see the comments. That's why I'm like, Duratan could listen. You talk about Halloween all day.
Yeah, yes, I know who Big Joe Grizzly is, played by Ken Foree. I'm going to say this, and I know it's not going to matter. It's for what it is, but I would like to somehow get a job writing for this show.
Yeah.
So if anyone hears this, I'm putting my application out. I would like to be in the writer's room as one of the writers on this show. I'll probably just fight with everyone all day and they'd fire me in like a week because I wouldn't play ball with anyone. And I'd be like, no, we're not doing the same shit.
They'd be like, we have to have Laurie. And you'd be like,
oh, I'd be fine with that. And I would be like, we kill Laurie within the first 5 episodes.
Yeah.
We do a 10-episode season. We do the Casey, Scream, Drew Barrymore thing.
Sure.
We build this up cool. And then we kill her off in the first episode and everyone's pissed off and they're screaming, but then they're like, I gotta see more.
I mean, okay, like seeing something like that would be really neat because it would totally subvert expectations. People would go into it, see Laurie Strode and be like, all right, here she is. And then to have her get killed, very quickly on, of the run of the episodes would be awesome. And I'm definitely not opposed to seeing like totally new stuff. Like we've talked about it before. I do think it's a smart decision to try and like expand on, I mean, the biggest thing for me, like aside from Laurie, because she's not really the problem to me. The problem for me is that I think that Michael could have more character development. And that's one of the things that I love about Zombies versions is because, he does do that character development. And I think that's super cool. And it makes him a more interesting villain. Because we've talked about many times in different reviews, especially with these voiceless characters. Like, I know that he's the shape, he's the boogeyman, he's supposed to be this embodiment of evil, but he can still be a character. Like, he can still have, things elements to him that we discover throughout the series.
What I would like to see from Michael in this, if we are, so we're doing a television series, you're right. We're going to have him be a character to some degree. For him to be able to root through episode after episode and then potentially even movies that they're going to try to branch off from here, you're going to have to make him a character in some regard. And so, you're going to have to do something along the lines of, I'm sure they'll keep him voiceless. Even though I do technically put my application out there to be a writer on this show, they'd never hire me in a million years, but I don't envy their job because Halloween fans are the absolute worst.
Well, it's hard. I mean,
they're impossible to please.
This is what I was meaning about Halloween Ends and everything. And I know, like you just said, like there's a better way that they could have written, the Corey character into that trilogy, or I guess timeline, since it's including the first one. I think it's really hard to make Halloween fans happy because I do think at the end of the day, everybody kind of wants something different. Either they want the new, the zombie Michael who's speaking and stuff, and or they don't. They just want, the original, or even the others, like all the other timelines too, right? People have a lot of opinions about it, and it is because Halloween is such a beloved film and franchise for so many, horror fans and even non-horror people that saw the original. I think it's just people get very personally attached to it. So any changes that happen, if it's not in line with what they want, they get offended by it, or they get really just upset about it.
So it's going to be insanely difficult. You're going to have to limit it to 6 episodes at most per season. I don't see them going over that. Because, AB James down here makes a good point. It's, you're going to have to balance screen time with Michael in each episode. And it's it's going to be impossible to have this show and not feature Michael in an episode or two, and for people to not freak out. I'm here to watch Halloween. Why isn't Michael killing someone every episode?
Oh, sure.
Right. And it's that is tough, right? Because if you take something like Chucky, which obviously is a major horror franchise and it moved to television, Chucky is a much easier character to adapt because he talks.
Yes.
Because he has a personality, because he has character, because you can take this franchise. Don Mancini has taken it in so many different directions now that he kind of has limitless potential. And we've seen that in now 7 films and 3 seasons of a TV show. And it just kind of continues to keep expanding. But with Michael not talking and people's aversion to him having any character and really wanting it to become some kind of bare bones approach, I don't know how you make a television show that properly gives people what they want. I don't think that's possible.
Kevin,
I'm more excited about Rob Zombie's Elm Street. That's not are you talking about that fake news report that came out the other day that Rob Zombie is working on a Nightmare on Elm Street film?
That'd be pretty wild. Oh my gosh.
That's not a real thing.
What's going to be really interesting is that thank you, Kevin.
Yes, thank you so much.
Since we have the A24 Friday the 13th series coming out, it's going to be really interesting to have a Friday and a Halloween TV series to compare.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now that the Crystal Lake show will be better.
I know. I'm already feeling that just because I have a lot of faith with A24 in general.
It's Brian Fuller and it's A24. Yeah. It's going to be something special.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for it. But I am also really excited for this too, though. I know maybe as much as it's do we need more Halloween stuff? But I am super excited for it. I really love, I loved everything that we got with the last 3 new movies. And I know not everybody feels that way, but I'm so down for something different. I'm so down to see 70s, period accurate stuff. Like, I just think it'll be really cool. And I hope that they shake it up. I hope that things are fresh and new and that they take it seriously and like really want to give people like something just new and exciting.
What's up, Drum Dums? I was just talking
Hi.
about you. I don't know how much of this is you've seen, but you're live right now, aren't you? How are you here? I don't understand. I thought you were alive. Yeah, I did see the Prey sequel. Very excited about that. I think Jenna Ortega might be the star of Friday the 13th. What TV show? That'd
be really cool. She would do great also in Halloween too, because I feel like she could play, I don't know,
Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think if I was to be involved and we had to go down the Laurie Strode route, I've already said I'd kill her off pretty quick. Just to shake things up, just to like kind of, show the audience we're not doing that thing.
Yeah.
Right. We're changing things up. This is going to be a new version of this, right? An alternate reality where Laurie Strode is the first to die or whatever. That's all. That would definitely be part of my input. Make maybe the story more focused on like Annie or whatnot. But what they need to lean into with Michael is his like more playful trick or treat side.
Yes, I
right.
know.
So he puts on the Bob sheet.
Yeah.
Right. He switches into the mask with Tina, the barbarian mask. He carves the freaking the dude's freaking eyes out with like makes him into a jack-o'-lantern.
Yes.
Stuff like that. They need to lean into that stuff more, but as far as like his character, right, to where it's like he's almost leaving messages or clues or you know what I mean? Like he needs to have character through his trick-or-treating, through his playfulness.
His actions and
that's
stuff,
that's how you get him to talk.
Right. You
without
can
talking.
Keep him silent so that people
right.
don't lose their
shit. He wrote
shit.
Sister on the and
Yes.
Sam Hain, right? Well, he didn't write Sister.
I think that's a great idea.
Sam Hain.
I think that's a great idea because especially with, like he goes to Smith's Grove when he's how old? Like 6. Yeah. So he's like stopped. I feel like I've always kind of thought that he has like a bit of a it's like a stunted growth kind of a thing. And especially with Halloween, like it could, like you were saying, he could express himself through like the trick-or-treating, but just that he's got this like stunted personality from being traumatized from killing his sister, and like being sent to this insane asylum.
You would bring in Thora Birch or Kirsten Dunst? Do you realize they're both like 40 something, right? We're talking about like kids here. Jenna Ortega is like 19, 20 years old. So
yeah, Jenna Ortega is different. One of the scream queens now, for sure.
Sure, and if he's saying she's overused at this point, that's fine. But I mean, these two actresses are not.
Jenna Ortega is also
they can play moms.
She is a fantastic actress, though. Like, she's super fantastic. And I think that she has like a lot of range. We've seen her in non-horror things that she does great in. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be fine seeing new faces.
Of course.
I don't need to see anyone I know.
If having like new unknown people, love it. Like that would be wonderful. I always like that. But yeah, I'm totally fine seeing any of the like regular faces that we see in horror as well. Like I don't 100% really care about who gets cast. It's more about the story.
Oh, I mean, I would be stoked. Like if I was to cast, Friday the 13th, I would probably pick like Marin Ireland to play Mrs. Voorhees. Something like that. Somebody who has like this incredible range to them and can play someone deranged. She can play someone sweet.
Yeah.
She can play someone caring.
Oh, sure.
Somebody.
Oh my God, she would be so good.
If you haven't seen Birth, Rebirth, dude. Or she's been in so many things.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
What kind of mic? We got it's
the Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
Which is not the most expensive mic, but it's expensive for us.
Yeah.
Because we don't spend money on our gear.
Yeah,
But
it's a much nicer mic
yeah.
than the ones we've had.
But yeah, I really like. I mean, we were really excited in some of the newer films with like seeing. We were hoping to see Michael like staging stuff, like the way
Yes.
he stages.
But that's just it. I want to see
everything with
him
like
like
Annie and.
I don't want him
Linda
to
and
get to
Bob.
like jigsaw levels.
No,
but that's what
no.
I'm kind of
But
getting at.
I think
I want him to like stage a fun house. Basically.
I don't think he should be like okay, I'm not saying that he should be like dumb or anything, but I don't think it should. It's definitely not.
There's
jigsaw.
a balance.
It's but like setting up like trick or treat like Halloween displays because of his attachment to
The
Halloween
holiday,
and all of that. I think that would be super cool. Like I just want it to be very Halloween. Like,
you want
at all levels.
You want Halloween to be central to his character.
Yes,
right?
because it is,
and to give it
should be,
and to give it purpose.
100%. I think that's like super important, and that would be really cool to see them do. But
yeah, and I'm with that. I'm just not with Laurie Strode. And but at the end of the day, as long as we're not just redoing Laurie Strode, I can just say, this is a new character, because that's basically what it'll be if they just give it that character name. But the fact that it's going to be her best friends are Annie and Linda. Will we meet Linda's brother finally? We're gonna see that kid. He's never been mentioned.
I mean, in general, I would just love like one of the things that I also think is super important that they could go into that I actually do feel is taken on in the new movies, but is like the town Haddonfield itself and how it is before things happen and how it is after and how it has like shaped the town and influenced people in it and everything.
It's kind of what they tried to do with Evil Dies Tonight, but they kind of
personally I think they
jumbled that a bit.
I like the stuff that goes on there. I do think that there is some really great stuff being said about the influence of like a violent crime on a small town community. So I just would like to see more of that.
Kevin says he'd rather see an anthology. I mean, I'm totally down for that. I think that it would be cool to have done an anthology series where we do some episodes that have Myers. Then you do a few episodes that are a new thing, and then another new thing, and it becomes like a Tales from the Crypt. But we could even do some Myers, like 3 episodes that like feature Michael Myers or something. But yeah, it just, the problem is it won't sell. It's what some of us would want, but it's not. There's not enough. There's not enough draw from the normies. And the reason they keep going back to Laurie Strode is because the normies know that name. It's synonymous. I know. Right? Well, it's like Luke Skywalker.
And I do think that, I mean, but like, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, like, I do think that Laurie and Michael are really good foils to each other. So that's like but you could definitely have a different character that does the same function, but, is new. But like you said, I think that because of the name is recognizable and everything, that there's a really good chance that, Laurie will for sure be in this series. I also really hope that the tone is like, I would like a darker tone. Not that, like, I don't want it to be goofy. Like, even though I know we were talking about like child, like, like him kind of being more of a like a trickster kind of vibe. I don't know, but do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be like the Chucky series, perfect for Chucky, but I don't want it to be like that. Like, that's what I mean.
Do you want this set in the 70s?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you want? You don't want it to be a continuation of the first film.
How did I say that? Because I really like the idea of doing the 70s because I think that there's some really cool, like Dark Harvest or whatever. Like if they do like, I like the idea of the costume design and everything and it looking all like vintage and stuff. I think that would be cool. But now that I'm saying it, it would also be really cool to see a modern version of Haddonfield with Michael and Laurie and everyone, but like modern. Like that would also be pretty cool.
We did that in Zombies.
I know.
I'd like to go
but
back
that's
to
like
this.
but that's not even modern anymore. I mean like 2024 modern.
Yeah.
I mean like that.
first Halloween, and then technically the second Halloween, even though it was made in the 80s, is the only films we get in the 70s.
Yeah.
So I would like to probably go back to do the 70s. You want to see it set in the 50s? I'd like to see Friday the 13th set in the 50s, like for the first season. Right?
Sure.
To establish
yeah.
Pamela.
Absolutely.
Or you could even do like what It Chapter 1 and 2 did,
Yeah.
where you take it
Yeah.
and you age it up, like where
Yeah.
it starts in the 80s and then it comes to now.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
In
I
the
think
future.
that's done really well.
But yeah,
Next gen.
I don't. The tone. I mean, I think that there's going to be humor in it, but I don't think it's going to be a playful show.
That's the only, I don't know that it would be.
I don't think
like
so.
Next Gen, you said like Trick or Treat with Sam. I think Sam is a good. That is how I think about Michael sometimes.
This will be. We don't know what it'll be on Netflix. No, it won't be on Netflix.
No, I don't think it's going to be a Netflix.
It said
show.
Miramax. So
could it be on like HBO?
I don't know. No,
I wanted to.
Okay,
HBO. The other thing, the big thing, I want this to be like a super gory show.
Doesn't Disney own Miramax?
I don't know. Oh, maybe freaking Halloween series on Disney Plus.
If Disney owns Miramax, then it would probably be a Hulu show.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be my guess, but I don't know. I'd have to look into it, but I think Disney owns Miramax.
Okay. I have no idea.
And they own Hulu. And Hulu would be the most obvious choice that they can do something R-rated on.
Yeah.
Because Disney Plus, obviously not. And then, I think those are their main ones. Because they also own, like, ABC. But that's like, I don't think even has a platform. I think they just put everything onto Hulu from there. Yeah. So Hulu would make the most sense.
PG-13 show because it's Disney, dude. That would be crazy. If Halloween was on Disney, I would be like, what world?
God, please keep away from David Gordon. Yeah, it's not has anything to do with David Gordon. I mean, he's dead. He went into a fucking like shredder. He's beyond dead in that.
Super lame.
Quick little extra news here. Final Destination Bloodlines, the sixth film has started filming. So that's exciting. I feel like we've been hearing about this movie for so long now. I think this is a seriously overlooked franchise in the horror community. I think it has some of the best kills in franchise horror. I think it's one of the best horror franchises for kills in general. I think the kills are always super inventive and graphic as fuck.
Oh, for sure.
They get away with some pretty gnarly kills.
Dude, all I have to say is the gymnast kill.
The gymnast kill is fucking
insane.
It's absolutely
Duratan. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
You're the best.
What is this 10 stuff? What
This is that's your first super? What?
No, because someone else earlier said
there was their 10th. It was like their 10th super.
Let's celebrate their 10th super.
That means this is the 10th one
that they've sent us.
Not us, but in general, like on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So it keeps track of like how many you send. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Of course.
We appreciate it.
Anthony says Final Destination is my fave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says the 6th installment is called Bloodlines. We always do Bloodlines. It's Hellraiser Bloodlines, Pet Cemetery Bloodlines.
With Bloodlines.
It's either that or Resurrection.
I know.
They have something for those two titles. Like every writer seems to have a hard on to put Bloodlines or Resurrection at the end of titles. Yeah. I don't know what that is. Writes to social media after a long, hard slog through the pandemic and strikes. Day one is finally in the can. Okay, so 2025 will be the mark. What do you think will be a release date for Halloween? I'm gonna say it could be out as early as 2025.
I am gonna say that too. I feel like it could get out really fast.
I think realistically it'll come out in 2026, but I think it's possible. We're in March. To say that it could release in like September or even October
of next
but like
year, yeah.
of 2025,
Yeah.
I think it's very possible. I mean,
I
you're
do
talking
too.
a year and a half, and
I do too.
it's Halloween. It's not that complicated, and for it to come out around Halloween
Oh, sure.
next year, and you have almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Because we're only in March.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That's a year and 7 months, a year and 6 months, so a year and a half.
Yeah.
They've got enough time. But I would rather it come out in 2.5 years and be better.
Oh, sure. I don't want them to like crank it out or anything.
Why are movies with bloodlines or resurrection always shitty? It's a good question. It's a good question. Alien Resurrection, Halloween Resurrection, like it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they're always bad. I think it's just like it's a rule. I don't dislike Hellraiser Bloodlines. I
don't either.
I thought it was pretty cool. I'm curious on the work print that they just released, but yeah. The girl that was in Brightburn that got her hand broken, I mean, her would make a good final girl. Okay.
I didn't see Brightburn, and my brain actually read that as Saltburn. And I was like trying to remember. I was like, wait, who?
The next Stranger Things season, we don't know. It'll come out next year.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume probably earlier. Next year. She's 21. Okay, there you go. Same as Emma. Emma. Not Emma. Freaking. Who am I thinking of?
Jenna.
Emma. I don't know what the hell I'm
Twin,
saying.
you just watched Saltburn for the first time?
Oh yeah.
Did you like it?
How'd you like that naked dance?
Did you
at the
think
end?
it was crazy? Like everybody online was like losing their minds over like how fucked up it was, and like
the slurping.
All of us were just like, we've seen worse.
We've seen worse.
We want worse.
The film dives into this film dives into the film in such a unique way that it attacks it from a different angle, so you don't feel like, oh, there's an amazing setup and then there's going to be one wrinkle that can potentially save you. All that you have to kind of make a moral choice about, why is this written so weird, or do to solve it. What the fuck? Why? That is such a weirdly written line of dialogue right there. So Final Destination is written by Laurie Taylor from Wicked Games, whatever the fuck that is. Guy Busick from Scream. Oh, John Watts. Oh, it's producing. I was like, what? John Watts. It's like, holy shit, John Watts. But he's just producing. I wish he was directing. Yeah. So we've gotten some decent news lately. But this one's big. So I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to use this mic. You know, we weren't expecting to stay on very long. In fact, we're on longer than I was expecting. I got a little pissed off and it turned into a bit of a rant.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is there any other news? There was something else. We got The Strangers, Chapter 1 release date. We got Maxine.
Oh yeah.
Release date.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
We got.
Oh my god, it's so soon.
Yeah, super soon.
So soon. Ugh.
Yeah, very,
I'm
very
stoked
exciting.
on that.
Very,
oh
very
my gosh.
Exciting. So
I don't know.
Let's finish up these comments and then let's get out of here. Mike Myers on Dancing with the Stars. Yep, let's do it. Remake The Black Cat. Still would get the Bloodlines tag. Oh my god. Every fucking thing is the Bloodlines. It's all Bloodlines. Hopefully Halloween doesn't have to compete with Stranger Things. Yeah, I mean, I think they would be smart enough to not pair them too close together.
They're also, well, I don't know. There's a bit of crossover, but they feel very like, I don't know, distinct, you know.
We need a Halloween video game.
That would be cool.
That guy made those like.
Oh yeah, you were showing
fan
me
ones.
Those
Those are cool.
I want to play those.
They have a Halloween like I saw it I think it was last night. Did I send it to you or not? I don't think I did. They have like a Halloween Candy Crush basically. And it's like Michael's coming at you, and
Yeah.
you have to like
Oh my
solve the
God.
puzzle before it gets to
I would
you.
not. I'm so bad with like time,
Yeah.
like constraints.
I don't have my phone on me right now, but it's called like Halloween fucking, I don't know. It's in the App Store. It's like it's one of those, you know, jewel puzzle games, but
Like
Michael's like stalking towards
Do you have to pay? You have to pay for it.
I don't think so.
Halloween Michael Myers.
That's it.
This one.
Match.
It's
made,
called Halloween
Match Made in Terror
by Pumpkin. Wait, what was it? Pumpkin Publishing Inc. If anybody wants to look it up.
I got an ad for it last night, but you see it comes down the stairs.
Oh my God, there he is.
And he stabs you.
He looks like the Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
Michael Myers.
Yeah, he does for sure.
Twin said it was funny. I never thought I'd see someone tongue a bath drain. Yeah. Instead of a TV show, I'd rather see a made-for-TV movie 2-part series and bring back made-for-TV movies. I really like made-for-TV movies. I just made him watch the 90s Merlin with what's his name, Sam Neill, because I was obsessed with that when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stand up as well as it stands up perfectly for me, but he was laughing at
I compared it to The Langoliers, for me. I love that movie, and when I watch it, I get that people find it cheesy and stupid, but the nostalgia for me is so thick,
dude,
that I can't. I can see it sort of, but I love it.
Yeah.
And when I show it to people, I know they're having that reaction of bro, this is cheap garbage. And I'm like, but it isn't. It's actually wonderful.
Oh, skunks.
And yeah, so Dead by Daylight movie, I'm looking forward to. God, there's so many things I'm looking forward to this year. I'm actually going to release a video, hopefully tomorrow or something, my top 10 most anticipated horror movies of the year. I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah.
We got to see Dune Part 2, which is
oh my gosh,
my favorite film of the year. Good. Obviously,
if you haven't seen,
a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm all in on Muad'Dib. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna.
Late Night with the Devil is coming out on the 22nd of March. It
comes out soon, yeah.
I'm super excited for that. That one has such a cool trailer. I love the voice and the 70s, grindhouse aesthetic, kind of feel, and the poster is super cool. Super into that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'd have to write it down, but my top 10 is definitely got Late Night with the Devil in it. Maxine, obviously. Long Legs is
my God, Long
Legs is number 1, number 2. Maxine and Long Legs are those are the top 2. There's a lot of heavy hitters this year for horror that I'm super out of my mind excited for. And then non-horror, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is high, is probably it could be number 1. My Dune 2 was up there as well, but that's already out. And then Paddington doesn't come out till January of 2025, so that's not this year.
Yeah.
Deadpool, Logan. Or Deadpool and Wolverine, stuff like that. But I'll definitely make a list. But there's so many freaking crazy things coming out this year. Whether it's on television with House of the Dragon season 2, The Boys season 4.
Yeah. If we get Halloween next year, isn't the Dairy TV series coming out in 2025 as well? Supposedly.
Jesus. Yeah. Could you imagine if we got
Crystal Lake,
Dairy, and
Haddonfield,
and Chucky season 4?
I would lose my mind.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. In fact, I think it's possibly likely.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Yeah, it'd be like the year of television.
That would-
Fallout.
Horror. Yeah.
Fallout's
Oh,
another
yeah.
huge TV show
I
that I
didn't even
can't wait
watch
for.
that trailer that you sent
Looks
me.
crazy.
I just got super
Looks
excited
so
anyway,
good.
though.
Looks so good. There's so many things I'm like
There's a
leaving
lot.
off the top of my head right now, which I'm gonna like kick myself and be like, how didn't you mention this?
Yeah.
You know, there's so many things. I'm stoked, over the moon for. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, all right, Long Legs Maxine. Yep. VHS. You know, I think we are getting another VHS this year. I don't think we've gotten a full read thing. What did we think about the Crow remake promos? I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it. You know, I know a lot of people have very strong reactions. I'm somebody who's like, I need to see more than a picture.
Yeah. People are just like not liking, I guess, the design of him. Like they prefer Brandon Lee's version. I have not seen The Crow, so yeah. I don't know. I don't know. He looks like at least the stills that we've gotten for the new one, he just looks like a really like modern like punk dude kind of. Yeah. Like with the face tattoos and stuff. Yeah. Like it's just very like modern tattoo styles.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. His look is fine. I don't care about any of that. It's gonna matter what the movie's like.
Yeah.
Right. So like, the look is the look. It doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people are comparing it to like Jared Leto's Joker, or I even saw someone doing like Yolandi from.
Oh yeah, I know.
What's that band?
Where is she from? Oh my god,
forgetting
the one from South Africa, right?
Yeah. What the fuck is that? What's that group called?
All I can think of is their song "Evil." Is it Evil Boy? No. Crazy music.
Yeah. Antwoord.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's the tattoos.
I love Chappie. I'm like one of the only people that likes Chappie.
Tattoos and lack of hair that has people upset. Okay. I mean that's just character design, though.
I don't need it to look like Brandon Lee's Crow. That's just not. I don't know. Like I don't care. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that just wants a rinse, lather, repeat thing. This is why remakes and sequels are so impossible, because people just get this like this elitism about like what something's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I think
it's like, ugh.
It's hard because like sometimes like you definitely. Like when we were like all excited about The Last of Us, TV show, it would be like if they changed the way Joel looked like drastically or something, but his character was still the same. Like initially, we probably would have been like, oh, that sucks. Like I want Joel to look the way he does.
I mean, we were bummed that he didn't have like a beard.
He doesn't have the beard. Like he doesn't look exactly the same, but he looks pretty fucking close. Like, but the point is that it's the character itself. And unless somebody's physical appearance is like important to the plot and the character, it doesn't necessarily matter what they look like if the character's still true to whatever, but it's a remake.
I don't think that Bill Skarsgård, correct me if I'm wrong, and we do need to get off, but correct me if I'm wrong. Bill Skarsgård is not playing Eric Draven, is he? Or is
I have no idea.
I don't think he is. I think because the Crow isn't a character.
I didn't know that.
Right?
That's why
the Crow, like people get resurrected when they're like betrayed. Or like when something terrible happens to them, the Crow will resurrect somebody for like revenge.
I didn't know.
Right? That's like because City of Angels is not Eric Draven. Right, like
so he's just gonna be some dude that's getting resurrected.
Correct. That's as far as I'm aware. This is not Eric Draven.
I thought the Crow was the character's like
name,
and I thought that's like what he was.
I think maybe the Stairway to Heaven show might be Eric Draven, played by Mark Dukakis. IMDb does Eric Draven. That's a mistake, just because the Crow can resurrect anybody, right? It doesn't just have to be. It's not Eric Draven himself. It can be literally anybody. Like City of Angels, if I remember correctly, right? City of Angels is not Eric Draven. Like it's a different character. And then like the Eric Mobius one and the Edward Furlong one, like Wicked Prayer.
No idea what you're talking about.
Like these are not the same characters. These are just other people who are betrayed and resurrected.
I have no idea.
which is
I
much
haven't
more
seen
interesting.
any of the movies, so I do want to watch the original before this comes out, so I can compare them.
No, he is not playing Eric Draven. IMDb says he is. I don't know.
Twin, you're right though. It's impossible to make the internet happy.
Yeah, anyone can be the Crow. So
So-
like that's just it. It's like then who cares? Like
Anyone could be a Crow.
why does he have to look like Eric Draven if he's not? That's where I'm confused on
Yeah.
that. So if the people don't like the look, that's fine.
Well, okay.
But if
the
they're
other
like he
thing,
has to
too-
look like Brandon Lee, it's like why?
The other thing too that I'll say, as far as like when they reboot series and stuff, I feel like a lot of people, this might not be the case, but it does seem like, especially if they're rebooting something from like the 80s or whatever, when people have like this really specific style and look, the people who grew up with it and love that style and have the nostalgia for it get really upset, but they're like forgetting that there are young people now that have specific styles and things that are cool and in
They don't care.
that they will remember, that they'll be
They
like,
don't
oh yeah, that was so iconic, like, and they'll look back on it,
People
in
are
30
very
years, whatever.
People are very selfish.
I know,
They
but
don't give a
that's
shit.
just the other thing, is that like it can't all be 80s. Like there's gonna be other
Ugh.
stuff, As much as I love the 80s,
Speaking
I
of
like the
something,
new things too.
speaking about nostalgia, and what is today? The 8th. So in 12 days,
Yeah.
we got X-Men 97.
yeah.
I've been rewatching the original 5 seasons of the 92 X-Men show, and I'm almost caught up. I'm ready. I'm getting ready for X-Men 97 for anybody who cares. But that's it. We need to get off. My kids are waiting. We love you guys very much. Thank you
Thank you
to
so much.
everyone for all the
Yeah.
money. I wasn't expecting
No,
any
you guys are great. You're
anybody
so
to give
sweet.
any money. We were just getting on really quick to test out the microphone. The microphone sounded good though, guys. Better than the other one.
It's been a little while since we've done a live stream together too, so
We missed that. Jose loves cheese pizza. How could we? The new Crow film is starting to sound more and more like the Quiet Man video game. Okay, I don't know that one. Oh, Beetlejuice. Yeah, that looks cool.
Yes.
We haven't seen the trailer yet, but I'm super stoked.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, Beetlejuice is a perfect movie. They didn't need to do anything else with it. But I'm down.
Yeah, this
for it.
isn't going to take away from it, though.
No,
I
exactly.
mean,
that's the thing.
Worst case
That's the
scenario,
You always have the original.
You get to Sarah Jenna Ortega for a little bit.
She's just gonna be a little cutie.
Yeah.
The whole
She's
time.
going to be super hot. She's going to be like, it's going to be a vibe. You watch.
Oh God.
Lydia Dietz's
100%,
daughter is going to be like
100%.
the big costume of
Halloween.
the year.
Spirit Halloween's already making them. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Lydia Dietz. I don't know what her name's going to be, but whatever Dietz is going to be the Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Or the Wednesday.
It's the Wednesday.
She's already
It's
vibed.
the Wednesday.
But
She's
she's gonna
just
be a
going
total
after
vibe.
all of Winona Ryder's
Yeah.
like parts, basically. The next
That was
thing they're gonna.
Christina Ricci.
Oh, you're right. What the heck? Why did I have that in my head?
She's going after all like
What the heck?
Johnny Depp's ex-girlfriend.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
Yeah. All right, guys, we love you. We'll talk to you later. Let us know what you think about all this in the comments, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Father,
Yes, darling.
Harlow is